Podcasting by Bush Terminal Park in Brooklyn, New York. This is the Brooklyn Baritone Podcast. Hey, as usual, thank you for the listens, for the looks and the likes, and I very much appreciate if you hit that subscribe and the notification button on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. It's always the morning when I'm out doing these things, and whenever you choose to listen to this, the morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, or whenever, I very much appreciate the continued support. People are always thinking about things. The problem is a lot of people don't put into action those things. I'm talking about our ideas. Too many people do not put their ideas into motion and into fruition. There's so much of us that are caught up in the mundane of the everyday life, the 9-to-5, relationships, school, politics, COVID, or any other thing that's put into our faces. We get stuck in that mindset. We get put into the sunken place where we feel that our ideas are not important enough to make tangible. I talked about that before. I have a podcast actually named that, Make It Tangible. It's something about writing something down or even at least recording it. You guys have all these beautiful smartphones, laptops, tablets, oh my. Use them for more than just looking at my videos or just commenting on social media or playing games. Use it because it's like a personal assistant. I had to actually train myself to jot down ideas more. I have one of my old co-workers that actually got me into writing things down, make things tangible. I had to give a shout out to my brother, my brethren, Donald Smith, if he's listening to this right here, because he saw that I had my mind just swelling with too much things. He's like, man, listen, you need to put things down. And in our office, we had a whiteboard. He encouraged me to use a whiteboard, and we actually got more whiteboards. So it was a certain point in time where I had 3 different whiteboards in my office, because it's good for you to actually write things out. And the thing is, when people came into my workspace, my office, they actually saw, oh wow, you got a lot of things going on. And it was all things that I made tangible, and it was all things that were relevant and pertinent to what I did and how it impacted everybody in my organization at that time. So it's really good to display that even to yourself, because you manifest that in a certain manner. It's one thing to think about something, but it's a whole nother thing to actually start to put it into motion. Because at least now you're bringing it into the more handheld and the more visual realm. And that is what puts you in the right foot forward. You may not be able to do every single thing that you wish to, or everything that you may want to put into motion, everything that you think about. You're not going to be able to get to that point for every single thing. But I'm pretty sure you can knock down a whole lot of what's burning inside of you to get it out. And it actually displayed to other people like, oh, this is what this guy is doing. It's not just like, regular office and my work is just in my computer. People aren't going to really respond to that. People are going to respond to how you put yourself out there. I always say, put yourself out there. If there's something that you know that you could do to impact everyone, and everybody has that capacity to impact everyone around them, put yourself out there. So one of the bigger problems too, you say regular normal people, but when it comes down to it, none of us are just regular normal. That's the whole thing that man-made structures and societies and systems has placed upon us, put that burden on us. I was going to say and represent, we come from Elohim, the creator of everything, of the known universe, and he made us. And we are anything but regular, normal, and mundane. We're royalty, and we have a whole lot of passion, a lot of potential, and a lot to give to everything and everyone around us. Now, the problem with that is, with these man-made systems, we think that big ideas only belong to the rich or even the powerful. Many of these people who we admire, they were working regular 9-to-5 jobs at one point in their life. Many of these quote-unquote regular people couldn't pay the rent at one time, were struggling to pay bills just like most of us are. were struggling just to even try and find a way to increase their paycheck. But these are people that did not give up on themselves. You have to give yourself way more credit than you actually do. Because what I think everyone should do, like I said before, make it a habit. You may not have the funds to follow through with what you want to do, but you know what? You have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. No matter what anyone else may be saying, that's cool. You could take everyone's advice with a grain of salt, and then what you need to do is eat the meat and spit out the bones. So what may work great for one person may not work great for you, because they have to walk their path and you have to walk your path. Again, all of us have something unique and intricate to give to everyone else in the world. We all owe ourselves these things. We all owe it to everyone else to give our best and what the Father put inside of us. So the thing with ideas, you need to put it into fruition. Everything needs to put in fruition. Start writing it. If you need to get whiteboards in your office or whiteboards inside your homes, get whiteboards so you can come and see it and it hits you in the face every day. If you want to write it down on a pad or pen and paper, you do that. If you want to get your tablet with a writing app, a Note 10 or whatever other tablet out there, Remarkable, those are kind of nice. I'm not plugging them. I just find they're kind of nice looking. Get that. If you're like me, utilize your Google Drive. I'm not too sure what the Apple equivalent is to that, because I'm not really an Apple person like that. I respect their gangster though, but I use my Google Drive and Google Docs. Utilize it. It's free. Take the time to invest in yourself, and you'll be surprised once you get into that habit. You will begin to think differently. You'll begin to be much more productive in things that you really want to do. Things that you know is burning inside of you. Don't leave it up to people who you think are executives or CEOs or people who are big minds and inventors. Yeah, we have a whole bunch of Elon Musks. We had the Thomas Edisons. We had the Bill Gates and everything. They started with ideas, okay? I said before in the past podcast about Steve Jobs, he started very simple. He was actually an orphan, okay? He wasn't born into money. He actually had the right foundation and he had that mindset to go forward. He had an idea of certain things he wanted to do in the technological world, and he did it. You need to do it too. Stop looking at everyone else's success story and start yours. Your ideas are very important. Everyone has something to lend and something to learn. Doesn't matter what position. You could be someone who could be part-time coming to scrub the toilets. It doesn't matter. You have a brain, a God-given intellect. Utilize it. You stop looking at what man has put down, because the system of money and politics, and unfortunately, it may have started off with something good, but it has now turned to something that oppresses people every single day. Get out of that mindset. Look at my brand. Look at my brand. Look at my podcast. You listen to it, looking at it. You make it tangible. You go forward and do what you need to do. I hope I can inspire anyone and everyone, as I am inspired by many other people too, to put forward my best effort and do what I got to do and put what's inside of me. Anyways, that's all I got for today. If you appreciated this podcast, you can check out more of my content on my website, www.brooklynbaritone.com. You can also catch my podcast on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. You can find me on LinkedIn under Corey Ashley. I am also on Instagram and on Facebook. You can catch my podcast on the Google Play Store, the Apple iTunes Play Store, and the Amazon Music under podcasts. Anyways, I want you guys to be blessed. I want you guys to put your ideas down on paper, on marker, in your phones. I want you guys to go forward and do beautiful and marvelous things. Anyways, be blessed. Walk good. You will hear from me next week.